Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 69.
Giggity.
On today's show, we'll be discussing EVO 2018's lineup, some of the games I got to snub, and new games that have been added to the list. We'll also be talking about several block topics, 3 to 5 minutes on Disney's new streaming service, Metroid Prime 4, Dragon Ball FighterZ producer Tomoko Hiroki entering the EVO 2018 tournament. Lastly, we'll be discussing Deadpool 2, Jurassic World, and Venom's new trailers. And of course, just for fun, we'll be having our Name the Game, fan favorites, and gamer trivia sections just to mix things up. Welcome, guys, to episode 69 of the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. I am your host, Johnny Mac. I'm here with Garrett Laney.
Hello.
And Joshua Gerard.
Powerline's the greatest band of all time.
Really
Greatest artist. Greatest group.
He's
greatest
really
solo
great
act.
Singer.
Greatest movie.
It's not a movie.
Greatest everything.
All right.
Every week, guys, we talk about games, movies, comics, everything nerdy, everything geeky. We'll discuss latest topics and just the biggest trends going on right now in gaming, and sometimes, delve into some other nerdy, geeky stuff. We'd like to have fun and give you guys some fun opinions. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and go into some spoiler alerts. So this is your terrible spoiler of the week. At the end of the Goofy movie, Max does indeed, he does get the girl. He does. Despite all odds.
I'm just going to stop wearing shirts.
Giving Johnny ideas.
To be fair, you've worn that shirt for whatever reason, like 3 Sundays in a row.
Can't. I've only had it 2 Sundays.
That's not true.
It is.
It's not.
Because last Sunday, I wore Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then that's when Turtles came up and somewhere.
You've had that shirt longer than 2 weeks for sure.
I've only worn it twice.
Either way.
3 weeks.
I'm pretty sure you've worn it 3 weeks in a row. But that's your terrible spoiler of the week, guys. Hopefully you guys, for the real spoilers, go to our show notes. You can find those on scspodcast.net. There you can take a look at the show notes, look at everything we're talking about, links, pictures, details, videos. That way, if there's anything that you want to be skipped out on, you can go ahead and just mosey on past it. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the content. So EVO 2018, the lineup has been revealed coming up for this year's tournament. And we have some new entries as well as some old standbys and a few surprises that got snubbed. So we have Tekken 7, Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Street Fighter V, Injustice 2, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Guilty Gear XRD2, Dragon Ball FighterZ are the 8 titles that are coming this year. What do you guys think about this list?
It's, for the most part, there's a lot of returning games, and as well as one that has never given up since it came out, Melee.
Melee has such a big turnout that you can't get rid of it. As far as, I mean, it's the same, 7 out of 8 people every year
Mango,
in the finals. Yeah,
Hungry Box.
Yeah, Armada, Mewtwo King.
They don't give it up.
No, they
it
don't. But
coming.
There's so many people that watch it. It's ridiculous. I'm not shocked, but King of Fighters fell off pretty hard, as well as, BlazBlue with its replacement. I'm surprised. I don't even know when this game's coming out here. I don't know if it's going to do like Tekken 7 did in its first appearance, where it wasn't out in the US yet, but it was out in Japan, but they still had it at EVO.
Yeah, I believe BlazBlue's coming out like a month or a month and a half before EVO, so they'll have just a few short weeks to train in this game.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
I've never been into BlazBlue, but it does seem like the kind of fighter that I would want to play, where it's very technical heavy, not a lot of overpowered moves, just your actual skill in the mechanics of the game. And I like that a lot for fighters. So it might be one I end up picking up, as well as Guilty Gear. It's kind of the same thing. Same format. I just never really got into it. Street Fighter, it has the mechanics that I like, but the newer iterations from Third Strike onward, 4V, those have all the supers and the ultras that I personally dislike, and I would prefer not to have those in the game. So, well, I mean, but I can't prevent my opponent from using them.
No, you cannot.
So yeah, there's the other side of that. But BlazBlue might be something I'm looking forward to. The thing I think that is going to be really cool is that there's a lot of variation in the type of games that we're seeing here for fighters. Smash Brothers is one whole type of game. Injustice is another. Street Fighter is very different than Tekken, which is very different than BlazBlue and Guilty Gear. And finally, you do have that tag team, 3v3 Dragon Ball Fighter Z type game. So I like there's a lot of difference in variety.
Yeah, it's pretty much almost half of them are anime fight. No, they are half of them with Tekken and with I call it BlazBlue. BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, and Dragon Ball are all done by Arc System Network.
Yep.
So you have one developer that made 3 games within, a year and a half time span, and they're all getting put out in this big tournament. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, that's got to speak volumes to their ability to create very strong games. I'm not really a big BlazBlue player, but I have played it. I played Guilty Gear a little bit more. Obviously, we're putting time into Dragon Ball Fighters. The thing I think that's interesting is that all 3 of these games mechanically play extremely differently than one another.
Yeah, they're very similar at its core, but extremely different as far as how the game plays, how the mechanics work, and how it evolves around itself. And just if you like anime and you like watching that type of show or series, it is fun to watch these games at its highest competitive level.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for one, I'm very interested in seeing Dragon Ball's top players, seeing how they use their characters, what combos they use, what characters they use, and how they use them.
Have you watched Sonic Fox play any?
No, I've been meaning to.
Just go watch some Sonic Fox videos. Sonic Fox.
I usually watch him with Injustice 2. He's got a killer Supergirl.
Watch him play Hit. He's just destroying people.
Hit looks fun.
Yeah. Shall we talk about the the one that got snubbed?
Yes, go ahead.
I don't even think it just got snubbed. It just got its ass whooped.
I don't know what happened.
I can tell you what happened. Dragon Ball happened.
Did this even have a year? It never even had a year.
Nope. It debuted last September.
Yep, after EVO.
Wow.
So we're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
What?
We're talking about Marvel and their latest crossover game.
Okay.
That, gameplay wise, it's a fun game, but as far as competitiveness, it hasn't really gotten the spike that previous Marvel games have gotten in previous years. Previous new fighting games, crossover games, it just hasn't really exploded like other ones have. And Dragon Ball just took off, as I think we all knew it was going to.
Yeah, I mean, players knew and people knew before Dragon Ball was even out.
Just from the moment the trailer dropped, we knew that was going to be a hot thing.
Yeah.
And it is.
I felt differently. I didn't feel that it was going to be the game. I thought there was some hope for it, but I mean, it lived up to it. But I was never in the camp of this is going to be the game that takes off. I think just Marvel versus Capcom it dropped the ball. They had a semi-passable game with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and people accepted it, played it for several years. But everyone, I think, I don't think there was hardly anyone that felt that 3 was better than 2.
Oh, no.
And then from 2 to 3 to Infinite, it took all the things from 3 that people did not like, and it continued to double down on those things rather than go back to the things that people loved with the 1 and 2.
Well, I'll disagree with you there because a lot of people really like 3. And the big difference between 3 and 2 was a 10-year gap. No, that franchise was waiting to be revitalized, and it has. The biggest thing about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that people didn't like is the roster. The gameplay is great. The, 1v1 mechanics, or the, 2v2, I should say, it's different, but it's very unique to its play style. But you have almost an identical roster to your previous game.
That's definitely true. Do you feel personally that 3 is better than 2?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
2 is a very broken game. 3 is broken as well. But just the way the mechanics worked, and, it's a different time when you look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And it was great for that arcade, frantic, fast play style. And 3 is just like that, but it's for a new age.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I don't think it deserved to make it on this list right now.
MVCI? No. I mean, when you look at this game, you had a BlazBlue get replaced by another BlazBlue. You had King of Fighters get replaced by Dragon Ball. Everything else stayed. Everything else is top tier gaming.
Yeah, from last year.
Yeah, I mean, Injustice took over Killer Instinct, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Killer Instinct was still there.
At the same time?
Yes.
Injustice 2?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. But
maybe, but some games have to fall off and, the chopping block, and they had to choose one. And even if you add Marvel to this current list and say 9 games, which one is on the bottom? It's Marvel.
That's definitely true. Okay, what's the game you're most looking forward to checking out if you do get a chance to watch any of this?
Oh, it's definitely Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Dragon Ball has all the hype, and Dragon Ball Super is reaching kind of the end of its arc right now, and it's such a beautiful looking game. It's well designed, as we talked about it briefly last week about how the gameplay is, and I have already seen some high level play, and people are only going to learn the game and get better and just come up with more, I'll just say like this crazy as they do in the fighting game. And I'm stoked. I cannot wait to go to EVO and compete and just, see what everyone else does in the next 4 months.
Cool.
Nice. There's a lot of games I'm looking forward to watching. Injustice 2, Smash Brothers, Wii U, and of course, Dragon Ball Fighters. But to pick one that I'm excited to see, I would have to agree with Joshua, would be Dragon Ball Fighters. Really want to see the kind of characters that people are using, how they're using them, and how they want to put their teams together. I'm looking forward to seeing high level play, and I know I'm going to get that with EVO.
Nice. For me, it would just be Smash Bros. Wii U. I do like several of the other games, but the Smash Bros. Would be the one that I would personally watch. Second question, and then we'll wrap it up from here, is, Joshua, you said you're going to EVO. Garrett, we'll see. I don't know about myself.
Y'all better go. Oh, man, you're having a second.
For sure, I'll watch it.
But if you do happen to go, Joshua, I know you're going. What are you competing in? What are you playing?
Smash Wii U, Street Fighter, Dragon Ball.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna try Injustice. I picked it up and then I dropped it a couple months later. Just never, piqued my interest. But what I am excited more for is I'm more into Smash Brothers playing with you guys and getting more competitive. I'm looking forward to see how people play, because I watched some of the tournaments for EVO in the previous years, but I never really got into the Smash scene. It was all Street Fighter and Marvel. Now it's Dragon Ball and Smash, because Street Fighter, it'll be Street Fighter.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot more to be said with a new game.
Cool.
Me, I would compete in Smash Bros. Wii U, Injustice 2, and I'll go ahead and take my big L in Dragon Ball Fighters.
Nah, just mash X, man. Just do what you did last week.
Works so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it would, I'd get down and smash you, of course. I might throw in Melee. I won't win, but I would just have it for fun. I couldn't see myself doing anything besides losing immediately in any of these other games. But I feel like I get a few wins in the Wii U version of Smash. All right, well, that's what we got, guys, for EVO 2018 and kind of breaking down its lineup. Let us know what you guys think of this lineup, guys. What game stands out to you? Are you sad that there wasn't a fighter that made the list? Because we didn't even talk about the fact that Mortal Kombat X isn't on here either. But give us your thoughts and opinions, guys. Reach out to us by email, contact@scspodcast.net, or on Twitter. You can reach out to us as a group at Super Co-op Squad. All right, guys, it's time for fan favorites. Every week we pick 5 rapid fire questions and each of us answers to find where we stand opposed and united in our fandom. So play along. Let's find out just where you stand in your fandoms. And now remember, you can do that. Make sure you check the top of the summary and description of wherever you happen to be listening to this podcast. Right on top there, there's going to be a link for you to take next episode. So in the future, episode 70's fan favorites. Click through that poll. You'll be able to give us your stats and viewpoints. That way it'll get put into a pie chart and we will discuss and read that on air along with our personal choices. So make sure you do that for fan favorites every single week. And if you want to look at this previous weeks and add to that, you can still do that as well. There'll be a link for this episode 69 as well.
Give Johnny his Pac-Man.
Yes, I do appreciate my Pac-Mans.
All right, for this episode or next episode? Because I can tell you right now, he's getting no Pac-Man next episode.
Well, we'll see, I suppose.
You think so? The votes are just not going to be split at all? Is that laugh a clue?
No.
Oh.
All right, so this week I went something a little bit different. We might have done something very similar before, but not in this vein. So there's a lot of talking pets out there in the world of TV and animation. So it'd be cool if your pet could talk. They might say some interesting things, but in the cartoons, they don't always behave or act the way that you want. You gotta kind of make a choice here on what pet you want. What talking pet do you want? And it may not always be the best of choices. So this is gonna be Talking Pets fan favorites.
All right,
here we go. Scooby-Doo or Brian Griffin?
Brian Griffin.
Brian Griffin. Huckleberry Hound or Droopy Dog?
Droopy.
Huckleberry.
Snoopy the dog or Buck Bundy?
Wait, who?
The dog from Married with Children.
Oh, gotcha. Makes sense. And the first one was Snoopy.
Buck Bundy, Clifford the Big Red Dog, or Clifford the Pup?
Clifford the Pup.
Big Red Dog.
Clifford the Pup. Sable, which is actually supposed to be Salem. I apologize for the mistake. From Sabrina's Teenage Witch, or Luna from Sailor Moon.
Salem.
Salem.
Luna. All right, guys, let's break these down.
That was 5? Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5.
You did it again.
I don't know what happened here. That's weird. There was some sort of mistake. It wasn't the same one.
So in option 3 again?
Option 3 is Scooby-Doo as well as option 1.
Yeah, I don't know how there's 3 options, but either way, that's all Scooby, whoever chose those things. So, yeah, Brian Griffin's just much cooler than Scooby.
I feel like I relate to Brian, like on a personal level.
Which part? There's a lot of parts to Brian.
Just the
book reading?
Not
writing?
so much the book reading and writing.
Or the intellect?
Yeah.
The intellect?
Yeah. I feel because
you connect with Brian Griffin on the intellect.
On an intellectual level, yeah. Yeah, like I get it. I get him. I understand.
Yeah. All right.
Like, he's not dumb, but he says dumb things.
Scooby's a pothead. I can't get down with that.
Okay,
That's it. I don't have any more to say on it.
You ever seen Scooby eat?
I've seen the side effects.
He's dreaming.
No, he's not. So, but yeah. Either way, that's a minus in my book. So, yeah, Scooby though took it. No matter what we said as far as picking Brian Griffin, the listeners chose about 60%, 56%, I'm sorry, to Brian's 44.
Brian don't smoke pot?
I'm sure he does.
And it's okay?
But I can't prove it. I can prove it for Scooby-Doo.
I mean, he actually fights for it in Family Guy, in the episode of Family Guy.
Well,
and he actually does smoke pot with his son.
And he takes mushrooms with Stewie.
Well, mushrooms are a whole different thing. That's fine. That's
I'm just saying it's not any better.
It's better. Huckleberry Hound or Droopy Dog?
I don't want Huckleberry singing every time, all day.
You would rather have someone with a very slow voice?
Yeah.
Droopy's just a downer. He's the kind of person that just makes you want to like commit suicide. I don't want him around.
And life's a downer.
Yeah, so is he.
His face is a downer. You see those baggy cheeks he got?
Yeah, he's. I don't want him as my dog. Yeah, I want a happy dog that's gonna give me like some companionship. Huckleberry Hound is that.
Right. Droopy's over here like, are you gonna take me for a walk today?
Just making you feel bad about it.
No, Droopy. No, I'm staying in.
Why not?
The toilet's over there.
Oh, so Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry's cool.
Yeah, he is just cooler. He's just upbeat. I like his little like southerny accent, his hat. He's blue. It's a cool color for a dog. Not often you see a blue dog, so there you go.
Yeah.
Huckleberry Hound took that one. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He lost. Huckleberry lost to the Droopy Dog.
There we go.
63% to 36.8.
Oh, my darling.
Snoopy Dog or Buck Bundy?
Snoopy's cool. He doesn't talk, though.
Yeah.
He can communicate. He can write and stuff. Yeah.
Fair.
And actually, I think he can talk, just, only certain things can't understand him. Like, he can talk to Woodstock, other animals.
Does he talk in the 3D animated?
He does not, no.
Okay.
But he still can communicate and read and write and stuff.
He's got his own park. He's got his own little mini theme park.
Yeah. Inside the Knott's Berry Farm. Dog's doing better than most people. Yeah, Buck Bundy's just sarcastic and cool, and he had to live in that dysfunctional house, and he made it, man. Like, he survived somehow. So, kudos to you, Buck. But either way, Snoopy lost 57.9% to Buck Bundy's 42%.
But Snoopy won.
Sorry, Snoopy won.
There we go.
That's over 3.
And then Clifford the Big Red Dog or Clifford the Pup?
You know what? Clifford might be a ginormous red dog, but I could ride that dog.
I don't know how you'd feed that dog.
Killing and
I'm not worried.
Crushing everything in its path. Leaving destruction in its wake.
He tries. He knows he's guilty. He tries to do right.
Doesn't make it better.
No. How would you feed him? You just feed him dinosaur meat or something. I don't know.
And you got this dinosaur meat where?
Don't ask questions. Where do you think Jurassic World came from? Jurassic Park.
I didn't know that they had a multiverse that they shared.
No, it's not a multiverse. It's just that's where we get our meat.
All right. Well then.
But puppies
Ship it in
cute.
trucks.
Puppies are cute.
Yeah, and like, well, what puppies? The size of like your cell phone. That's cool.
I mean, the way I see it, give it a year, and he's gonna turn into the big dog
Yeah,
anyway.
at some point which is why when he's young, I can train him up. Whereas you have this giant rabid big red dog, and
Not rabbit.
Once he's taller than me, it's time to put him down.
it's a problem. Yeah.
Is that why all your Great Danes ran away?
They got taller than me.
So Clifford, Big Red won 68% to the teeny tiny little 31% from the
Call of
pup.
Duty game.
All right, last one, Salem from the Teenage Witch or Luna from Sailor Moon.
I wouldn't mind having a smart ass cat hanging around.
Both are great cats, but I'm gonna go with Salem. That sarcastic, just no nonsense Salem.
He's got some wisdom behind him sometimes.
He does.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool, but Luna, I don't know, does stuff. Whereas as far as either of all Salem does is just sit on like something and talk into the phone or order a pizza.
Hey,
Doesn't
that's
actually
cool. That's
do
cool.
much.
You know, if they had cell phones back then in the show like they do now, he'd probably be on a cell phone,
Yeah.
texting, Snapchatting, doing all that
Snapchat.
stuff.
Very
You running our
possible.
super co-op squad group.
Maybe.
You handling our social media stuff for us?
Very
I
possible.
don't think we'd want him to answer the phone though. He's pretty snarky.
No, not for us. For for like the pizza guy or mailman or something.
We
I don't know.
get spit in our pizza. They lick it at the door.
What does Luna
No,
do again?
No,
Just
thank you.
Follow the moon girls around.
No. Luna is like their coach. Is it a he?
Luna's a she.
I'm pretty
Artemis is the boy, the white one.
Yep.
Sounds like a he to me. It had a very deep husky voice. I'm gonna go with
Wow, I don't know
So,
what you're watching.
yeah. I think that cat is just like it's a coach to superheroes. That's a cool cat. So all right. Salem won that one, 78% to Luna's 21%. So
It was a
there we
cooler
go.
cat. Whatever the chick's name is in Bleach.
Oh, Yoriichi.
There you go, Yoriichi. It's a cooler
It was
cat.
close. Good job, guys. You were close. All right. We're
said
done.
it right.
You neither of you said it right.
How do you say it right?
It's Yoroichi.
That's what I said. Just
That is-
faster.
that is not what you said.
Yoriichi.
Pretty
All
sure
right.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
Nope.
Just play it back slow.
All right, guys, time for some block topics. We'll take a couple minutes and just chat about some of the things that have been going on in gaming and nerd culture over the last week. So Disney's streaming service is supposed to be launching in fall of 2019. The launch should include a live-action Marvel show, a Star Wars series or two, and an animated series based on Monsters, Inc.
I would watch that. That sounds fun.
I would have liked to see Monsters University as like its own series rather than a movie. I think that would have been cool.
Well, maybe that's what this will be.
Maybe. I mean, they just announced Monsters Inc. World in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, that was cool. So, Monsters Inc. making a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, obviously, it's making a comeback and making a series on it. But this is interesting, I think, for Disney to make sure that they're really focusing. At least, I'm sure they're gonna have more, but to start off, at least one thing in the streaming service new that hits on all their big, their core kind of properties. Their Disney animation stuff, their Marvel stuff, and then their Star Wars stuff. That makes it so that there's something for anyone who's a fan of anything Disney. They've got something for you. That's a smart play in my opinion.
Yeah.
So does live action Marvel, that could mean, Daredevil, Jessica Jones? Could that mean Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Well, they have already stated that the Netflix shows will be staying on Netflix. So Daredevil, Defenders, Jessica Jones, none of that's coming to their streaming service
At all or right away?
at all.
Huh. Okay, so they're focusing on other stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Keeping
their
their
own
piece
kind
of
of
the pie
thing. Not
on
sure
Netflix.
what that entails just yet. Is it going to be like a kind of Avengers? I mean, they didn't say anything about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's not owned by Netflix.
Is that Fox or is that
That's
still-
ABC, I believe.
So does Disney have a stake in that because it's, still Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes.
Okay.
And because it's on ABC.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. We'll see what else they bring to the table because they're gonna have to have more than just 3 shows. So
Yeah.
I mean, they have plenty of time. I thought it was going to launch a little bit sooner than late 2019.
Yeah.
That gives them, 2 years from their announcement when they talked about it last year.
I'm still hoping for Disney afternoon cartoons.
They got to at least draw something in there.
I'm hoping.
yeah, they have a large enough slate of previous series that haven't been out anywhere, even Netflix or Hulu that they can pull.
It's not even on DVD.
Yeah, or they have tons of just like, sitcoms on the Disney Channel they can pull and variety shows. So they'll have stuff to pad this out.
They can go like old movies. They could put like bed knobs and broomsticks up there.
Yeah, they could do something like that.
Lucky the Irish.
Yep. All right. Metroid Prime 4 is reportedly in development by Namco Bandai.
Okay. Let me splurge a sec. This is awesome if this is true.
Is this news?
This is rumors. It's not official, but this would be great.
I just thought we already knew this, or did we just know that there is going to be a Metroid Prime 4?
We knew there was going to be one, but it's rumored that we don't know the developer yet.
Okay.
And who's making it.
Okay.
So it's rumored that it's Namco Bandai. And of course, they had a stake in the new Smash Brothers game, and we saw how that turned out. So they've been making some good stuff recently, some of their core stuff, and especially we got Soul Calibur coming back.
Yeah.
So, with them working on newer franchises, they're still popping out Naruto games and, some other stuff. Of course, they got partnership with Arc Systems to do the Dragon Ball game. So if they're doing this, I have faith that they can actually turn it up a notch. But what I'm curious to see is like, if we look at Smash Brothers, it was a completely, 180 turnaround from Brawl. And that was a 180 from Melee. So they took the core concept and really elaborated on it. So I'm curious to see if Metroid Prime 4, if it's going to be what its roots are, plus some, or are they going to completely change what we saw as that game?
By your logic, you just said Smash Bros. Wii U is Melee. Because if Brawl was a 180, and then you did another 180, that's 360.
Yeah. You could change during your half turn. I don't know. What are you doing, Garrett? What are you doing?
I would just say,
I'm the literal one in this group.
okay.
What are you doing?
Fair enough.
Johnny, you're pondering.
No, I mean, this sounds good. I mean, you want to go with the hits, and that's smart of Nintendo to make sure that they're putting a developer, on board this franchise to make it be what it should be. And for, I think a lot of people, Metroid hasn't been what it should have been. Metroid Other M was, from what I understand from many people who are fans of the franchise, a slap in the face. To everything Samus, so this hopefully puts it back on track.
Oh, that was kind of a shove. The slap in the face was Federation Force.
Ah,
that was the slap.
Yeah, that was the hard slap.
Heard round Chozo.
Yeah. Know what this means is if Retro Studios is not doing this, what are they working on?
Hopefully something.
Maybe another Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I didn't play Tropical Freeze.
You'll have the chance.
Yeah, I have it free on my Wii U, but that ship's kind of sailed.
But looking forward to it.
Yep. All right. Dragon Ball FighterZ producer Tomoko Hiroki has announced that she will be competing in this year's EVO 2018 tournament for that game. Is this fair?
Nope.
Well, at first I was thinking no.
My answer's no. But
it's a producer. Like, I think it's different if they were like a developer or, tester, something like that had the ends. This is just someone who helped produce it.
Yeah. There's that side too. You're not like Combo Feed in the Street Fighter Marvel universe where you're essentially like making the game, creating all the frame data for them. And
exactly.
Well, I mean, how do you know that?
We don't. That's the thing.
Yeah, you don't know how involved this person was in the actual development of the fighting mechanics of the game.
Probably an alpha tester / beta tester / whatever C is.
Yeah, I don't think this is personally fair. Like, if you work in a gas station, or if you work somewhere that has anything to do with lotto tickets, you can't buy lotto tickets.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your role is. If you work for Wizards of the Coast, you can't compete in Magic tournaments. That's it. Like, you're out of it.
Yeah, that's like every job too. Like, there's like sweepstakes for GameStop, and
you're out.
They can't enter that.
Yeah, so I don't think this is fair, and it sucks. I'm sorry that you happen to work in the industry on this particular game, but play another game.
Yeah. For me, if it's a like an EVO tournament where the stakes are at its highest, I would say no. But if it's a side tournament or a promotional tournament, or you're having like an exclusive event that's just for Dragon Ball,
Battle for the balls.
Like when at E3 last year, ARMS had their own special tournament, and the person that won the tournament, they got to play against the actual, creator, producer of that game.
Yeah.
And, got dominated by the guy that made the game, which is fun to see. But something like that, I would be okay with.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago at an E3 event, I had an opportunity to play Gears of War remastered for Xbox One against 4 people that worked on staff. So they were a mix of developers and producers, and we had to battle through the tournament. For myself and 3 other teammates, and play other players to do that. And we won, and it was pretty awesome. Won a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah, clutch factor.
Yeah, but then right after that, we had to we had to play the developers, and they owned us, like, no question. Like, it wasn't. So if this person has had any time with the game over the last 2 years has been made, they've had a lot of time to train. They know exactly what characters are the best. They know all the statistics that you can't see, hidden menus of like who's the most powerful, what character has the best, Kai Blast, all those things. And I think it's not cool. So, all right, guys, that's our block topics for this week. Give us some topics for next week's block if we have one, if we decide to go that route. Let us know if you guys like this new part of the show. All right, it's time for gamer trivia. So every week, 2 of our hosts go head to head in a best of 5 trivia contest. Winner, they play again, they keep the crown, they get another X in the win column. Loser, that's it.
Loser is Johnny Mac.
That about sums it up. All right, so this week was my week. I indeed did go down. So we've done quite a bit of stuff. I want to get us maybe away from some of the cartoons and stuff, and some other TV shows. We've done some sci-fi. We've done some Star Wars. It's time for Star Trek.
I can't believe you went there.
At some point, we had to do this. It had to happen at some point.
Joshua could have done it.
It would have been so unfair. Do you watch Star Trek? Do you like Star Trek? How about that?
It's enjoyable.
Okay, so what's Star Trek? There's a big universe of Star Trek. What we got?
The only shows I watch are TNG and then Discovery. I've tried to get into the the original. I've watched several episodes, and I do plan on hitting it up at some point. But there's a lot.
When you say the original, are you talking TNG or are you talking?
No, I'm talking the original series.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
just make sure you know your timelines. Not everybody does.
As opposed to the original new TNG.
Right. My dad said Discovery is. I saw some of it in passing. It's not. Looking at it, it's not Star Trek.
It's very different, but they've taken some turns that have been, I think, pretty cool. So, all right. Question 1, gentlemen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this all Star Trek or is this
just random Star Trek stuff?
Okay, we got.
I didn't do the Rescue Rangers trivia. I don't know why I got.
We got 70 years of content to filter through, Garrett, and good luck.
Yeah. Good luck to both of you. I don't think it'll be as easy for you as you might think. Okay.
Revenge trivia.
This is not revenge. I'm not salty. All right, here we go. Which of these series is first in the Star Trek timeline? A, Discovery. B, The Next Generation. C, the original series. Or D, Enterprise. Which of these is first in the timeline? I have Joshua's answer, and I have Garrett's answer.
You look disturbed.
Perturbed.
All right. Joshua, you chose A. Garrett, you chose A. The correct answer is A.
Did you know that answer?
It's called Discovery.
Yeah.
I think that you got lucky for a point that was very wrong. You got it right. You got it right, but Discovery has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I heard it in passing. My brother's been watching. He's like, yeah, it's weird because it's a prequel to the first one. And I'm like, what? That's kind of weird. Okay. We're doing a prequel 80 years later.
All right.
Did we get our bells?
I did already hit you.
Cool.
All right. Question 2. How many years was the original Enterprise on its mission? A, 2 years. B, 3 years. C, 5 years. Or D, 6 years. How many years was the Enterprise on its mission?
So I don't know if original means from Discovery or from the OG.
25% chance.
I said the original Enterprise.
Yeah, that could. Again,
Okay.
If you're in a prequel.
I see your point. The original series Enterprise.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to change their answers, please do so now.
Yeah, I'll change mine to the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, got me beat.
Joshua, you chose C. Garrett, you chose B. The correct answer is C. 5 years.
Yay.
Yep. So that is incorrect for Garrett. That is correct for Joshua. All right. Scores 2-1.
Johnny couldn't believe it here.
Question 3. What country was William Shatner born in? What is his country of origin? Is it A, Norway? Is it B, Canada? Is it C, the United States of America? Or is it D, Great Britain?
Garrett, do you know who William Shatner is?
Yes, I know who William Shatner is.
Okay, just asking. You don't have to.
Wait, sorry, what was the question?
Where was he born?
William Shatner or James T. Kirk?
No, Shatner.
He did.
I didn't say
Shatner.
James T.
I know, but when I hear Shatner and we're talking about Star Trek, I'm thinking not
You're
the
not
actor.
thinking. You're not thinking Priceline.
All right. Are you changing your answer?
Yes.
Kirk was born in space. What are you talking about, Kirk?
Answers one more time, please.
A, Norway, B, Canada, C, USA, or D, Great Britain. All right. I have both your answers. Both gentlemen picked B. The correct answer is B, Canada. That is correct for both. That leaves a score 3-2, Joshua's favor. All right, gentlemen, you know how this works. Go ahead and bet points. You can bet as many points as you have. If you get this next answer correct, you gain that many points. If you get it wrong, you lose that many points. The question itself will count for 2. So even if you bet 0 points, you can still gain 2 just by getting the answer correct. All right. There have been 5 Star Trek television shows.
That sucks, Garrett. I'm sorry.
Name the shows.
I'm so sorry, Garrett. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Only 5?
5 live action.
Only 5?
I did not count the original. That's the one. So, okay, there are 6. There are 6 plus the animated one. All right. So, I have both answers.
I waive my opportunity to go first because Garrett, I want your dance.
All right. So, Garrett, I have original, Voyager,
Yep.
Discovery,
Yep.
Deep Space Nine,
Yep.
Next Generation,
Yep.
and Enterprise.
Pound it. Very nice.
Joshua,
Very nice.
I have Star Trek Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, and Discovery. All right, so both gentlemen, you got your questions correct.
You bastard.
Joshua,
Yeah.
you had 3 points.
Yep.
You gained 2 for getting it right. You have
Yep.
5. You bet 0 points.
You bastard.
That puts you at 5.
I didn't think you were going to get whatever that question was right. And then he gave that, and I was like, welp, that was it.
Garrett, you had 2 points. Got the answer right. You went to 4 points. You bet 2 points. That brings you to 6 points. Whew. And Garrett wins Star Trek trivia.
I'm more proud of you for knowing those. That's about it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, congrats, Garrett. Joshua, you should have went all in there, man.
Gotta have faith.
I'm sure that one hurt a little
I
bit.
had nothing to lose, so.
Is that what you've been watching too much Enterprise? I've got faith.
No,
That's the song that they sing.
I don't know.
That's the intro song. It's a terrible intro song for Star Trek.
I've only watched TNG.
All right, here we go.
Can I scream at the top of my lungs? That's how it burns on the inside.
All right, guys. Movies and shows. So we had 3 big movie trailers released over the last week, over this last Super Bowl week. Deadpool 2, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and a Venom trailer. So let's break those down. Deadpool 2. What'd you guys think?
It's going to be hilarious.
I like that trailer better than the first Deadpool trailer. I mean, that one's just more cheeky cheesy. He's in the phone booth, trying to be the superhero.
No, the first Deadpool 2 trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, we actually get to see Cable in action, which I think we've been waiting on for I don't know how long. I think Josh Brolin looks really good as a character. And I'm surprised. I mean, I don't follow the comics at all. Does he always have like a glowing eye?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's always like radiating, or is it like a light? Is it like a star?
And when it runs out of batteries, he has to plug it in. Charge it.
Right in the eye socket?
It varies based upon artist, but usually it's just a white eye or it glows. He is related to Cyclops, so they often both have them do that like thing where it's like you're looking into the sun and like this like the sunbeams coming out a little bit. He is a summer, so
They it looks like they copied a Winter Soldier with his metal arm blocking the bullets.
yeah, that's very not Cable like. I thought that was interesting to have his arm kind of have like some sort of
Like a shield.
shield or reflector on it. It's a little interesting.
It looked cool, but I do agree. I think it's a little misplaced.
Yeah, it's not the character. It's not his power set. So
Well, I mean, the CG wasn't in yet. Give us some time.
yeah.
Yeah, Deadpool had to, he had to change it up.
Not like they had to remove his mustache or anything.
Right.
Ooh. And the hits keep coming.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems okay. We'll see kind of how the plot goes where, I don't know, Deadpool worked because it was very singular and the screen time was solely on him. So to add in Cable and Domino and other people on, X-Force, I think that might be
a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll just see if that still allows Ryan Reynolds to do his thing and just kind of be alone on himself and allow him to just own the screen. And when you've got 5 or 6 people on the screen with him that are sharing a lot of the dialogue, well, I don't know if that'll work the same. So we'll see if that dynamic changes or not.
Right. I got a couple questions for you guys. Number one, do you think Deadpool or Cable's going to get more focus / screen time? And 2, do you think with this X-Force in this movie, is it going to be like Justice League-ish? Where you have all your heroes, you kind of gather together and everyone kind of is playing a role, but then it kind of doesn't get along and then they kind of get along?
Nah, I'm not getting that vibe at all from this. I don't think the X-Force will have too big a part in this. I think this is still going to be a core Deadpool movie, mostly Deadpool.
Okay.
We'll see. We will see.
Those are my hopes.
All right. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer number 2. Thoughts on this?
Is Jeff Goldblum back? Did I see that right?
They said he was going to be in there, but he wasn't in the trailer.
Okay.
Was his voice in the trailer?
Yes.
He was voicing over, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he probably is
Life finds a way.
He's probably talking to somebody.
All right.
He makes a little quote.
Well, that's good.
He's got to have the hair.
It's going to be gray now. But
maybe a poster of him.
Dinosaurs. More dinosaurs.
Yeah.
More new dinosaurs.
Which is crazy, right? I don't like what they're doing with like they did Jurassic Park 3, where they're essentially creating a hybrid dinosaur.
Well, that's what they did with Jurassic World.
Yeah, exactly. The Abdominomus Rex.
I personally feel that Jurassic World 2 will do well. Jurassic World 1 was, I think, the highest grossing film of 2016 when it released. So this one will be up there as well, but I feel the ship has passed. I mean, they've done like everything that you can do with dinosaurs. I don't know what else they can do.
Well, Chris Pratt's going to be riding Blue this time.
I mean, maybe.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Blue Scud do? He can too?
Yeah, I just don't know what else they can do that's going to wow people. And we've seen these dinosaurs do so much.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're putting in volcanoes.
Yeah. I mean, you've gone from a theme park to an island. How much further can you get? Is just Dinosaur Planet?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, is it just going to be Monster Hunter, the movie?
Right.
Yeah, right. And then also they're doing kind of what they did in Lost World, where it looks like they're trying to take the dinosaurs off the island and they're just going to be in the hometown city.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's no little girl in a bedroom on the island.
I mean,
the beginning of that trailer.
Could be.
There could be. Well, I guess it is
they had
a resort,
whole,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not much anymore.
I mean, I feel like that resort would have been cleared out by the end of the first movie, unless this is taking place immediately after that first movie.
No, it couldn't be, because it looks like Chris Pratt, his role, he broke up with the girl, or they didn't get together, and they're going back to the island.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I could. I mean, maybe in the movie they'll explain it, but if something of that catastrophe happened on the island, they would have cleared that place out.
It's too dangerous to go there and break down places. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a new evil syndicate lurking behind the scenes, right?
A new one.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting. I'm really not happy with the role that they have. What the heck is his name? Smith.
Agent Smith?
Mm-hmm. No, the black kid.
Jaden Smith?
It's not Jaden Smith though.
I
believe it's his cousin.
I know who you're talking about.
Justice Smith is his name.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. He's an up and coming young actor, and I really enjoyed him in Netflix original series called The Get Down. He does a really great job in that series. Sadly didn't get renewed for another season after that first like 2-parter. His role just feels weird here.
He seems like the kind of scared, he doesn't want to be here thing, but I'm sure he'll prevail through and,
I mean, I'm sure
resolve.
He's gonna be the comedic kind of guy. He's gonna cry and scream and be scared, and that's fine. I just want more for him as an actor, because I really enjoyed the character he was in The Get Down, which was not that. He's not the slapstick stupid kid. He was cool. I don't know. That was just my thing. All right. Venom teaser. That trailer.
Teaser for sure. How do you have a Venom anything and not show Venom?
You did see.
You saw the symbiote. Yeah, great. If I want to see a movie called The Symbiote, then I'll be happy with that.
It looks like the trailer looked like it was another horror movie. Very similar to New Mutants.
I didn't get that vibe.
I also did not get that vibe.
I mean, just
horror.
for him being like strapped in the bed chair, or whatever, and then screaming for whatever reason. They're doing tests on him. Are they injecting him with the symbiote? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he gets the symbiote without Spider-Man in this. You know, that's kind of a key part of Venom. So we'll see how they play around with that, like, origin story for this character. But I would have liked to see even just a little piece of him in the suit, a shadow, something to give me some amp. But I get why they didn't. They want to kind of save it because that's all they have.
Yeah, we got the logo change.
Yeah, and so the other thing I think about is who's he fighting? Like, is he fighting this agency?
He's
like
fighting himself. Yep.
I mean, I suppose
we're on the same page.
We'll see if that's going to be fun or not. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the story could be without a hero for him to come back.
I'd say Carnage, but too early for that. I'd say.
Yeah. I mean,
do you think Tom Hardy looks decent in the movie to play the role of Eddie Brock? I mean, you see him kind of walking the streets a little bit in the beginning, narrating himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big enough guy. You know, I kind of feel bad for poor Tom Hardy. I personally,
he's not poor.
Poor in the sense that, and I'll get to this in a moment, but not monetarily, financially poor. I personally am kind of tired of him in every movie. I just don't want him in movies anymore for a bit. Let someone else have a role.
I agree. That's exactly how Angelica feels about The Rock, by the way.
Yeah, he's in like garbage movies. He's not in like big movies. Like Tom Hardy gets all the big roles.
And Jumanji made it big.
Yeah, Jumanji did, but I don't think they expected it. They never expected it. But no, I feel bad for poor Tom Hardy in the fact that the man, he's much like Johnny Depp, where Johnny Depp on screen, you never get to see his face. Like his face is behind a mask, or he's wearing makeup, or like his hair's weird, or he's never just Johnny Depp. Like if you saw Johnny Depp walking down the street, you probably wouldn't know it was him.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy never gets to speak as himself. Like every movie, he's got something over his mouth, or he's not speaking like in Mad Max, or he's got some kind of weird accent, like he's doing this weird Brooklyn accent, and he's not doing great.
I actually kind of like the accent.
It's not that he's doing bad at it; it's that it wasn't consistent. Like throughout the time of him speaking, my dad's from New York, so his accent's not the same way it was when he was younger because he lives in California now. But I hear it, and like the man just never gets a chance to just speak like he can speak. Like
Tom Hardy, not your father.
Tom Hardy, yeah. Tom Cruise, like he speaks like Tom Cruise in every movie he's ever been in. But Tom Hardy can never get to do that. So I just feel bad for him.
Dude, is Tom Hardy from here? Is he?
I mean, I don't know, but like still he doesn't get a chance to do it. You never have to worry about like Patrick Stewart having to do a different voice.
Oh yeah,
he's from England. It doesn't matter.
It's literally his voice every time, no matter what he's doing.
Ian McKellen, it's his voice every time.
They got cool voices. Yeah. Do you think that like someone like Tom Hardy is like always getting like these gigs to like do these roles, and he's just like, out of all these, I guess I'll do Venom. That's the best looking one for me.
I'm sure Tom Hardy literally gets to look at a bunch of scripts and go, nope, yes, nope, maybe.
Yeah. It's probably more along that. And I think a lot of this stuff, a lot of him not being able to use his actual voice or be just him, I think that's something that he kind of likes, actually. I would see it coming as like a way to kind of stretch his capabilities, what he can do, and kind of really see his kind of scope or his range.
Maybe, but I mean, it's not like I look at his movies in all these different roles and I'm like, man, that guy's got a great way to pitch and change his voice. Like, no joke. Like, his Bane is a laughing stock.
Yeah.
And then they don't, he says probably all of 25 words in Mad Max. It's not like you look at him and go, man, every time I see him on screen, just
the range.
Yeah, the range of his voice is just amazing. You don't think that.
Fair.
So
does Hugh Jackman ever use his normal voice?
Usually not, no.
Yeah, so
almost never.
He's an Aussie.
Yeah. But when he does, when he is on screen, his voice is like the same American voice as always, most of the time. So, yep. All right, well, that's what we got on the Deadpool 2, Jurassic World 2, and Venom trailers. What do you guys think? What are you looking forward to? What movie trailers are you excited to see coming this year, or just movies in general? All right, guys, it's time for the speed run. So every week we'll break down 10 news stories and fun facts that didn't make the list for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next one. Finished or not, we got to go fast.
Unlike Droopy Dog.
In the speed run. Google is reportedly working on a PlayStation Now type streaming service for games.
Boo.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Google have games?
This is This is interesting.
On a quick side note, I heard that there are rumors that Google is doing their own type of messaging service to compete with iMessage. But that's a totally different thing. So, but if that's true, Google is reaching into stuff that's just other than internet browsing.
Well, I mean, that's
They've been doing Google Maps
yeah.
and...
They already have Google Voice, which is literally what you're talking about, where you can like text through iMessage and stuff, and you can link phone numbers and even make calls to it 100% free.
Does Alexa use Google? No, it's Amazon.
Yeah, I think that one's Amazon. I don't know. I don't use them yet.
Yeah. But
yeah, this is going to be interesting. We'll see what games it's going to become. Like, will it be independent games? Will it be third-party games? Like, what games will be available?
whatever's already on the Android store, I guess. But you can stream games instead of download them. I don't know. Maybe they have a partnership.
Next. This year's Call of Duty game is rumored to be Black Ops 4.
No originality.
Yeah, they're just driving this into the ground, and it is honestly a miracle that Call of Duty is still at the tip top when it really should have fallen a bit before.
I agree, long before, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think they're starting to get some fatigue, but it's weird. So like, you know, Assassin's Creed or Halo or Gears or other games that have had 2 or 3 iterations, they see that fatigue rather quickly. And this series, it's been like 12 years, and the fatigue is just now hitting.
Just because we have 3, at this point, we have 3 different companies making, you know, alternate turns on these games.
So what? If you had 3 people making Assassin's Creed, they would still fall. Like, they wouldn't stay at the top.
Everyone likes your guns and shoot 'ems.
I guess.
And shoot bangs.
But I will say that it's good that Black Ops is coming back. That is usually the one that has been the mainstay over the last couple of years.
Only because of zombies. Zombies made it popular.
Yeah, zombies is it. What's funny though is doesn't every single one have some form of zombies now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's not changing.
Can we get a break from
I mean,
Call
there
of
was the
Duty?
zombies one from the last one, World War One.
Yeah,
I got the zombie mode.
Yeah, it does have zombies, so I don't know.
Next.
NetherRealm Studios reveals gameplay for the Heroes in the Half Shell for Injustice 2. Turtle Power.
This is awesome.
This looked real cool.
I unfortunately didn't get a chance to watch it all.
You know what?
I saw bits and pieces. They streamed it and had a character breakdown of what you can do. There's pizza combos. You can literally pull out a pizza. You can pull out a pizza that's in 4 slices, and each slice you eat heals you.
That's pretty cool.
So that is awesome. Or you can throw the pizza at your enemy.
Yeah, I like the fact that all 4 characters are playable, and we had no clue how they're going to implement this, and they really just made one character you can customize with different gear. You start off with one weapon for each, so you can switch them out immediately. And the amount of options you have for their fighting techniques is amazing.
Yeah, well, we did find out it's actually 4 characters.
Well, yeah, it's 4, but you have to,
Very unique, though.
like for instance, to play Nightwing, you have to put a weapon or a gear piece on Robin. So that's essentially what this is going to be for those guys.
Yeah, as long as you equip their main weapon, you play that turtle, and they have different moves from each other and different traits too, which is actually
There's even assist. Next.
Monster Hunter World is the fastest selling game in Capcom history. This includes the game shipping more than 6 million copies, and the PC version isn't even released yet.
That's pretty big considering, Street Fighter.
Well, that's different. It's not it hasn't sold the most copies. It sold the most copies in an accelerated amount of time, which in this case is month.
What you mean is it's the most shipped in. So that means that it has the most copies that have been placed into stores. It doesn't mean the stores have sold those yet.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, they got their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They still
Capcom got the money.
pretty much have their money. I mean, those can get shipped back. There's different contracts and deals, so they could get some of those, different percentages based on when it sells, when it doesn't. But yeah, that's a lot of copies.
Not to mention people buying it digitally.
That's a very good point.
I think they're included in that one, in this one too. But 6 million in a month, less than
a month.
That's crazy. I mean, it's about time Capcom got something in return.
See what happens when you put Monster Hunter on more than the Wii.
Yeah, or the DS.
PSP.
Yeah, they've learned a little bit.
Next. Focus Home Interactive and Deck 13 have announced that they will continue their partnership and begin development with The Surge 2. So if I remember, The Surge is kind of like that futuristic Dark Souls.
Yeah, you're in a robot, iron build suit.
Yeah, like your limbs don't work, Lieutenant Dan.
Something like that. No, I'm actually, surprised. They did have some DLC packs. They did have a pseudo Game of the Year edition. So I didn't play it. I wanted to play, but it's nice to see that they actually have enough of a base for a new franchise based on an existing type of property that, hey, we're gonna work on a next game, which is actually pretty cool. And I like how they actually, I guess you could say, announce this, and it's not just, oh, are they gonna make one? It's like, hey, you guys have done as well. We're gonna make another one.
I have nothing.
Yes,
nothing for
your
this.
interest in speedrun topics is declining.
No, it's fine. Just this particular topic, I have nothing on.
So if you like Dark Souls and Soulsies, go play the Surge.
I like that. That's what we'll call them. Next.
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is getting a sequel.
What?
I mean, well, duh.
Which would make it a threequel?
Does the Welcome to the Jungle continue from, like, is it in the same universe as the original?
Yes.
I
haven't seen it yet.
That's an Easter egg in there.
Yeah, I mean, there was no way they weren't going to do this. If this is about to crack $1 billion, and I don't care what you tell me, this movie could not have cost more than $100 million to make.
Have you seen the movie, Johnny?
I haven't. No.
Okay, Joshua, does it end in a kind of there could be another one kind of way?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that I remember.
Okay, so what did you say after the credits?
Yes.
Just in case.
I don't recall there being anything. I mean, yeah, you make a lot of money, you make another movie. I mean, they could have a completely crappy movie for this next one, and it'll do a decent amount because people enjoyed this one.
Yeah, The Rock is just that actor. It's like, well, we have a half decent concept. Let's just put The Rock in it.
He's
Make
Hollywood.
it work.
He's Hollywood right now.
And he literally makes it work. I don't understand this man's power, what deal he signed with what devil, but like this man, he just brings and exudes star power.
Brahma Bull.
Did you see the Siri commercial he did at the end of last year?
Did not.
It's pretty cool.
Next.
Black Panther is almost here, and the tomato score is out. It's super fresh. 100% fresh, to be exact.
Ooh.
Super fresh. That's a perfect score.
I mean, that doesn't mean much right now.
Primely ripe.
It's not really out yet.
Yeah, it doesn't come out for another like 3 days technically. But yeah, I'm excited. You know what? I thought though, this is interesting that they're putting this movie out during Valentine's Day weekend. Doesn't seem like the best recipe for success for like a...
Hey, it worked for Deadpool.
Did Deadpool do that
Yes,
well?
yes,
though?
It did. It absolutely did.
Okay, I stand
They
corrected.
even advertise it as it's a romance movie.
I remember
All
that.
the posters and billboards.
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to do that or it's just the timing is just so happens to be then.
I mean, we kind of talked about in the past that, is it coinciding, with Black History Month, or did they just pick a date because they have, other big movies that are coming out, every 2 to 3 months after this movie. So, that's kind of the placeholder. Not too early, not too late.
Yeah.
A little too on the nose for me.
I heavily disagree with this coming out in February. That being said, I saw a funny little quote that the only 2 actors that are in this movie that are white, yeah, that was really funny, are Andy Serkis and what the heck is his
Gollum
name?
and Martin Freeman.
Yeah, Martin Freeman.
Bilbo.
So they're the Tolkien white guys. That was pretty.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, pretty good. You can't if you tell everyone what it means. It's not funny now.
It's still funny.
No, when you explain the joke, it's not funny. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So very nice there.
Next. Rumors of the next Assassin's Creed game point to the possibility of the next installment being in the Age of Vikings.
I'm just done. I don't care anymore. You guys have given me nothing to care about for this game anymore.
But these themes just get cooler and cooler.
Themes are cool.
See, but what was cool about the original series, yeah, it was set in a very cool place, but the story was interesting. I was hooked by the story of Assassin's Creed, and now it just means crap.
Yeah, well, story's kind of bland, but then you look at, Black Flag, we got pirates.
That was cool.
And then
Theme.
Origins we're in Egypt, and now,
Yeah, I'm more into the theme at this point than story.
Yeah, the themes are getting cool. Vikings, you're just like, what can you do with that?
Well, there's going to be some more sailing.
Yep, most definitely.
Shields and axes.
Yep,
Maybe
and
we'll see some Norse gods.
Maybe we'll see some long braided hair and some big husky beards.
I think I'm looking forward to that. That sounds fun. But, I'll see how God of War's doing.
I mean, we've only had one Viking game.
Yeah, called Viking.
Yeah, Battle for
Yeah.
Asgard, which is not Thor.
Next.
According to a UK-based merchandising company, Sony is working on a new Crash Bandicoot title, and it may be coming next year.
That's pretty dope. Hopefully it's a good Crash and not like Crash Bash, Mind Over Mutant.
Yeah, he's had a history over the last several games to have sucked.
Crash of the Titans.
But the thing I find interesting here is that time period of like platformer is gone and dead. So I wonder if they're going to try and make it something very similar, or will they continue to evolve the game?
Well, I wouldn't say it's dead, because when the re-release came out, the Crash Bandicoot bundle or whatever, it was pretty popular.
Yeah, see, but that's very different. That's people buying it based upon nostalgia. The fact that they're picking up a game series that they enjoyed. People aren't buying platformers now. Like, what platformer comes out and it's like, oh god, like this is a non-Mario platformer, I've got to buy it.
Well, if we look at what Sony's doing, so they re-release Crash with the trilogy. They announced that Medieval's coming back. It's not really a platformer, but it's in that same kind of time era. You know, we've already had Ratchet and Clank a couple times in the last few years. I wouldn't be surprised if we see
Sly Cooper?
Next. Spyro. No Sly Cooper. Not you.
Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep.
That's Power Rangers.
I know. A live-action Kim Possible movie is in the works. Beep, boop, beep, beep. All right. So, yes.
I am a robot.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, beep, boop.
I'm on the fence on this. I love KP, but I don't need a live action film. If it was going to be, an animated film's coming out, I'd be a lot more excited.
I think this is pretty cool. It's funny that you say that, and yet for all the Disney films, you're down for live action.
I am. But again, just for KP, I'd rather it be a cartoon.
I think this is going to be good.
I didn't watch it. It's one of the things that it was beyond my time. A little bit older than you guys.
She was a secret agent.
Yeah, I know. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Yeah, I know. What's the partner? His name's Rob or something?
Ron Stoppable.
Ah, there we go.
Rob.
Yeah, his name.
Don't they have a little squirrel too? Little squirrel.
Naked mole rat, sir?
Yeah, he's
Rufus.
Not a squirrel. He is a disgusting creature.
The CG on him is going to be god awful.
You don't know that.
It's gonna be a chipmunk.
It's gonna be hideous.
Yeah.
No, the CG can be great, but looking at that thing, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, because naked mole rats are ugly.
Yes, they are.
They are ugly creatures. But I think this is
a blight on them.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't know why anyone would want one as a pet or even let them exist personally. But I mean, whatever, Ron. I guess if it makes you happy, bro.
End.
All right, guys, that's the speed run. Hopefully you enjoyed these topics. Give us some ideas for topics for next week's speed run. You know how to reach us. Contact at scspodcast.net.
You call us, beep us.
You can't actually call us, though.
No.
It's time for Name the Game. 3 games, 2 competing hosts, and clues that lead to the correct answers. Use your wits, match the clues, name the game.
We should have that actually as the theme music now.
Okay, I don't mind changing that up if I can find
Mario
it.
3.
All right, what do you have for us?
Alrighty,
that's right.
I am doing the name of the game, and so this will probably take a while.
Well, you did good last time.
Let's see if I can keep that streak going.
Yeah, you.
Let's see, Joshua. No, Johnny. Did you win the last one? No, Joshua. Yeah, that's right.
I tried to skunk.
Didn't get skunked.
Almost. It was so close.
All right. Game number 1. Arguably one of the worst games ever made.
Superman 64.
That's right.
Yep.
Which game?
Superman 64.
Superman. Oh, I had no clue what you were saying. Oh. Superman 64.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct, Josh.
Man of
All
Steel
right.
64.
Good job, man. I mean, I can't dispute that. Good job.
Man, you were worried.
All right. Game number 2. This game's got scorpions in it.
Scorpion King.
No.
You nodded like if it was correct. I don't know. WWE 2008.
No. Sometimes you just gotta blow stuff up just cause.
Just cause.
Just cause is correct.
What? Come on.
All right. Cool.
All right. 1-1.
No skunk.
All right. Next person gets this game.
It's like the episode of Family Guy where you got the name of the title in the title.
He said it. He said it.
All right. Last game. Good luck, gentlemen. This game is based off an anime.
You're waiting for me to go first, aren't you? Whatever. Attack on Titan.
No.
Bleach.
No. An interactive game on the PS1.
Gundam Wing?
No.
Stop nodding and saying no.
Use discs to
Monster
discover.
Hunter. Or Monster Rancher.
You said Monster Hunter.
Was it Monster Hunter?
It was not Monster Hunter.
So I meant to say Monster Rancher.
I know you meant to say Monster Rancher.
Monster Rancher.
I was gonna have to go to Johnny.
I changed my answer before you even nodded.
You already gave me a full answer.
I said Monster Hunter.
It's different if you didn't finish it.
No,
you went Monster Hunter, Monster Rancher.
I adjusted myself.
Oh,
funny.
man. I don't.
That's not gonna fly.
You already gave an answer.
That's not gonna fly.
You already gave an answer.
I need you to tell me if it's gonna fly or not.
Sir, that's not going to fly.
That's f***ed up.
I'm sorry. You gave an answer already.
All right, I'm going back into the trenches. I'm gonna go back into the logs. And I'm gonna count how many times you flubbed one, and we let it fly.
That's a lot of work, man. Well, sorry I had to win by a technicality, but I'm going to give myself the 4 bells.
4? You don't deserve 4. You deserve 0.
I won.
You deserve 0 bells.
I do deserve 0.
All right, so the score's 2-1. Johnny's favorite. Johnny, you won the name of the game.
Man, if you're gonna give him the game, at least be more enthused about it.
All right, well.
Bringing the fire next week.
I came with a dub. Didn't expect that, so I don't have no homework next week.
You got
so
a rubber dub. Kiss my ass.
that feels good. All right.
That's bullshit, man.
I didn't do it.
Going through them logs, man.
Dang it. Stop talking so I can finish this.
Nah, man. I'm salty on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, guys. It's time for listener mail. Mail. You listen to it from our listeners. Garrett, you have electronic mail number 1.
Electronic mail number 1 is from Graham.
Graham.
Did you say Graham?
Graham asked Joshua.
Yes.
I know that you were pretty into the Arrowverse, but I haven't heard you speak of it on it in a bit. Have you checked out Black Lightning? I think it's one of the more interesting shows that have popped up in the verse. I'm interested in how they are going to eventually pull it in with the rest of the shows.
Oh boy, a question for me.
It is for you.
What's up, Graham? So I have not talked about the Arrowverse in a while. In the last 2.5 weeks or so, I had to catch up on Flash and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. So I caught up to, I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, I caught up to the Crisis on Earth X
You did, yes.
crossover, and there's 2 or 3 of each of those, and I just don't follow Supergirl. I have not watched Black Lightning yet, but I really want to. And from what I read months ago from the producers, they are not putting it in the same universe as the Arrowverse.
Yet.
I mean, sure, they can do any type of like special event because you have anything that can happen. You got the speedsters and the Speed Force. You have time travelers that can go to alternate.
Got Barry messing things up.
Yeah, you got Cisco that's, opening up portals to different Earths. So the possibility is definitely there. I'm curious to see if they're going to do it. I haven't heard any like positive or negative things about the show. I know it's probably 2 or 3 episodes deep, but I definitely was intrigued when the trailer dropped. So I will be watching it soon. I just haven't jumped on it yet.
Cool.
Have you guys seen the trailer for it?
Nah, man, I'm not in the Arrowverse at all, and I feel at this point it's just too much for me to even hop into.
Well, this is not part of the Arrowverse. It's its own thing.
I mean,
That's just made, and now it's on CW.
Just in general, I mean, the CW, DC comic shows are just too much, man. Like 5 hours a week, I've got to watch this stuff just to stay afloat, not even to catch up. That's a lot for me.
No, you just burn it through like most people do. You just sit there all day, catch up.
Yeah, but I've never, for whatever reason, been into any of the live action like hero shows on TV. They're not produced with the same quality that you get with like Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, or Luke
that's
Cage
the same
or
thing I got in my head.
Iron Fist, but I mean, yeah, Iron Fist kind of blew. But I mean, you get my point that the Netflix ones are more heavily produced and created than the ones on the CW, and that could be your cup of tea. It's fine. It's just like it's never been for me, including like Smallville. It just wasn't me.
Black Lightning is based on a comic, right?
Yeah, Black Lightning is a character.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not the comic guy. You know me. I'm the every other man.
Yeah, he hasn't surfaced in DC for quite a long time.
Cool. I appreciate the shout out, Graham. I will let you know. Actually, I'm probably going to watch it this week.
All right.
There you go.
And female number 2 is yours, Joshua.
Stop that.
Yeah. Did he do it on the first one? He didn't.
He didn't.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Is this relevant? The email's from JustCuz96.
How you enjoying the blowing stuff up?
Oh,
Just cuz.
Man. Okay. JustCuz96 asks or says, Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now services are great for getting games into the hands of gamers, and it is a great safety net for developers. It's pretty certain your game won't flop if it's launching with a service in which millions of people will play it on day one. The issue is that it places all games into mediocrity in sales. Every launch title with Xbox Game Pass will do only marginally better or marginally worse than every other game. Sure, top games will stand out, but even terrible games will get played somewhat because, well, they're free. I think this can be bad for the industry overall.
You're 100% right. I think that this is bad in a lot of ways for games to stand out or fall behind, personally.
Yeah, this is some pretty good points. This will, I mean, as you said, great games are going to be played regardless, and, well, crappy games are also going to be played. So there's no real differentiation here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I see from this is this will make it so that there is maybe more content, maybe less. We'll see, but I think it's going to be more, or at least what we're going to see is that we'll have no change in the amount of games we'll get. So we're going to have a lot. That's what I mean. We're going to have a lot of games, and people will not put as much effort into them, because if I know my game is going to release to a subscription-based service where I'm getting a percentage of the pie, regardless of, my actual sale numbers, well, then I can put out this mediocre game at the same clip and production costs that some other company does, who typically had worse sales than me, and they're going to still get the same benefits that I receive. So why should I spend more money on this title when they can do, half and still get their game played and seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna, I mean, that kind of ties into when we talked about, I think it was Movie Pass, and how people are just going to see your movie anyway because they have Movie Pass. Are you still going to put a lot of effort into it?
Yeah, that's a possibility that can definitely happen. The only thing I think with that might differ is that the rating and reviews for movies allow movies to live and die a lot harder. Like, people care, not that people don't care about game reviews, but people care about movie reviews a lot more than they care about gaming reviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that this could be a very bad thing.
This will eventually be, especially if everyone else catches on, the downfall of brick and mortar. Because at that point, if I'm GameStop, why am I going to invest purchasing X amount of copies of an Xbox One game if half of those sales I'm going to lose because you can get it digitally for $10 as a rental service?
Yeah.
And at the same time, this is a way, I think, for Microsoft to kind of bridge the gap until they get other titles. So, play this, play Sea of Thieves on Game Pass for $10, play it for 3 months as it ties you over with all these other 100 games until our next game comes out, rinse and repeat. So they're going to make more money if you actually stay on their Game Pass. As you mentioned, Garrett, people forget about the subscriptions. They're like, I will keep it. Johnny, you had mentioned people just leave it on there. Just, I'm eventually going to get to it. And they're going to make more money in the long run if people do that.
Yeah. It hurts GameStop twofold as well, because
Trades.
Yeah. Selling less new copies means you're not going to get as many used copies in.
Yeah.
Which you can't resell for, 5 times the price.
Poor circle of life.
Yeah. This is
circle of death.
It's going to be rough for them. All right. Well, thanks for your emails, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Listener question. What was last week's listener question?
Joshua?
It's a good question.
Bankai.
Wait. No. He's powering up. No, it's wrong series. No, what is your favorite Bankai from Bleach? Not necessarily the character, but the Bankai itself.
I mean, there's a lot of them.
There are.
There's too many for me to even think about. I suppose the guy that could create like the ice dragon.
That's where I was going. Toshiro?
Something like that. Yeah, that ice dragon's pretty sick.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick. It's been a very long time since I've watched the first season of Bleach.
Yeah.
So, didn't get very far in it. The Byakuya's was pretty cool with the cherry blossom.
Mm-hmm. And he's got the little cage and the sword barrier.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's my favorite character in that entire show.
He's dope.
So that's probably my favorite one as well. There's so many different cool ones.
Very many.
You know what? I only watched it up to the point where they defeated Aizen, not any of the stuff after that. Did what the heck is his name?
Ichigo.
No. Kenpachi? Does he ever get a Bankai?
Ooh.
I don't believe so, no.
He's too powerful.
Well, it's not that he's too powerful. He didn't care about his Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
And he didn't believe in it, so it was all raw power. So that's my brother's favorite character.
Yeah, he's severely limiting himself, that fool. All right, cool. All right, so next week's listener question. Okay, here's one. If you had to name your kid one anime name, I'm going to piggyback off you here, Joshua. What name would that be? It has to be from anime.
Son Goku?
If that's what you want to name your kid.
No, I mean, we already talked about
Only if
somebody
you get
else.
1 million likes.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
So,
follow us on On Twitter,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. So naming
Squad.
your kid one anime name. So that's next week's listener question. I'm waiting for you to cough.
I'm trying to sneeze. The more you stare at me, the more it goes away.
All right. Cool. All right, cool. Well, that's the listener question for next week. Let's get into our stupor powers. I'm playing a lot of Magic again. I made a couple decks, been just killing that, enjoying that. I really can't get back into Monster Hunter World. I put in some time on Dragon Ball Fighters, played some Child of Light. I do want to play Monster Hunter World, so I'm going to try and get into it this week a little bit. But Magic took a big chunk of my time.
Did anybody give you any requests? Because you did a shout out for any listeners to play you, so you can demolish them.
No, not yet, but that's fine. Like I said, I do not have any problem finding people online there. I could start a game at 2:00. Matter of fact, I did start a game yesterday at 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. No problem.
What the heck are you doing up at 4 a.m.? You don't have to answer.
Playing Magic.
Woke up. Yeah, I played Magic the Gathering.
Want to play some Magic?
All right, so that is my gaming for the week. Pretty enjoyable week. Also did a marriage retreat with my wife. It was really fun, just spending some quality time away from our son for a day or two, and just getting that quality time working on our relationship. And I think it's good for a lot of couples to do that, and not enough do that. So I really did appreciate and enjoy my time with my wife. Yeah. So Garrett, your power, you have the ability to touch any toy, and for about a minute and a half, it will be alive for about a minute and a half, and it'll have the exact personality of the toy that it comes from.
Cool.
Yep.
Good for you, Garrett. He killed the rotation, but I guess we're going back the other
that's
way.
fine.
Oh, is it?
I like that power.
Do whatever you want.
Oh, well then never mind.
No, you can't take it back.
Yes, I can.
No,
I just
he has the superpower now for a whole week. You can't take it back.
Well, Joshua, now you have to give me a superpower, and I'll have two.
Then we're gonna
no. I have mine for Johnny.
Then I'm gonna keep going clockwise. So you let me take it back now, or
no, it's good for the week.
Oh my gosh,
it's
fine.
Good for the week.
That's your power. But keep in mind that they are who they are. So if you bring back, freaking a toy version of
Chucky,
Ganondorf.
Yeah, a Ganondorf or some evil creature, a stuffed plushie of Darkseid.
Luckily, I don't have one.
It's just going to create a wormhole.
Small soldiers all over again.
But you could have a lot of fun with that, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What would be super fun, like you get like I don't know, like a toy Mario and then a toy like plastic Bowser, and you touch them at the same time, and then like touch a toy Peach and watch them battle it out, man. Just enjoy it.
It'll be the intro to Smash 64.
As Bowser rips apart that toy. Or you can put it like one-sided fights. Like get a small little Mario toy and a giant Bowser toy and let him just crush Mario.
No, I'd get the giant Mario and the small Bowser.
I mean, that's not fun.
No, you get the small Mario and then you put a mushroom next to it and then he eats the mushroom.
You touch the mushroom so it comes alive.
And he gets bigger.
Yeah, there's possibilities.
You got some possibilities in carnivals, man.
Neato.
Bring your toys. I'll bring them to life for a minute. Act out your wildest gaming fantasies.
The real definition of toys to life. You need to go work for Nintendo, man.
Yeah. So that's your power, buddy.
All right, on to my week. Did not play any Monster Hunter. Played some more DBZ, trying to beat the campaign, the story, so I can get Android 21.
The weak story to get the
character. That is a slug. That is.
You just skip the cutscenes?
I'm getting to that point where like you normally I'll if it's voice, if the lines are voiced, I'll let them finish and then move on. I'm like, okay, read that, move.
Yeah, you read it before it says it. Yeah.
Yeah, they take a lot of talking. How you enjoying Goku?
I'm not playing Goku. Actually.
I mean, like him in the story. Great man, huh?
I mean, he's the Goku we've always known.
He's a jerk.
He is. But,
did you get to the part? Well, you must have got to the part where he ripped on like Krillin, like in his robot wife, and
I was looking for that line, and I didn't get the robot wife so much. Like, robot. Wives need love too, or something like that. But he talked about, Krillin's going to be in the fight. He's like, oh wow, thanks Goku.
Yeah, you had just passed it then, but yeah, he's quite a jerk.
But the game is still fun, but that story.
Yep.
So doing that, Year of the Dog has started for Overwatch. Some awesome new skins for a lot of the heroes. Pharah has a really cool dragon skin. There's a cool snake skin for Zarya. She does not get a lot of cool skins, so it's nice to see her get a cool one. Genji's got a really nice skin, and they brought back Capture the Flag and a brand new map for Capture the Flag. So that is a lot of fun. they're always making small improvements to the game too. Like for instance, now, if you want to change your skin, you'd have to kind of back out the game, go to the main menu, go to your hero gallery and select your character and choose it. But now you can change your skin, at the beginning of each match, on the character selection screen. So that,
like you could change that, or weapons and gears.
Kind of like that.
Too,
yes.
You just kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Change your loadouts.
So that's
okay.
cool. Always just small changes that make the game just flow a lot better. So that's neat. And I think that's pretty much just about it. Yes,
got my hand raised,
Joshua,
teacher.
you have a question.
Yeah. Have you been watching any more Super? Or did you give up did you truly give up on it because it's not dubbed all the way through?
I have given up on it until more dub shows up. From what I'm hearing, they are like 2 weeks behind Toonami or something like that. So whenever they're going to release the dub episodes every 13 episodes. So every 13 episodes, then they'll come out. I don't know where they're at right now.
Is that 13 weeks?
That would be about 15, I think, because they're 2 weeks behind.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but
just read, dude.
No,
build your language.
It's not even that. I refuse to listen to Goku voiced by an old Japanese grandma when I know that Sean Schmel is.
Yeah,
he's. I prefer that, and I just prefer dub over sub anyway.
The Japanese power up for Goku doesn't sound great. It sounds the same. Actually,
sure it doesn't. So that's pretty much just been me. Joshua, on to your superpower.
Yeah. Give me some good, some good.
Well, I already thought of something that was for Johnny, but now I'm just going to recycle it and give it to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Okay. All right. So your superpower, you burp where you fart and you fart where you burp.
That's not cool.
Good luck.
Is it the sound? Is it the smell? Is it one or the other? Is it both?
Whatever happens when you burp now happens when you fart. Whatever happens when you fart now happens when you burp.
That sucks, man. Garrett got a cool power and he gave you that.
Well, I saved you. You're welcome.
It's not nice.
Can I have the name of the game back?
What?
Huh?
Oh. That was not nice.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Sorry.
I'm never gonna burp again. I don't know.
At least until next week.
Okay. My week. My girlfriend's out of town.
Game time.
No, I haven't gotten any game time.
Oh.
I've been busting my butt at work.
You're doing it wrong.
So I've been told. I did try to manage a couple hours in the Monster Hunter. It's different since I've never played a Monster Hunter game. No, I try to aim, got my lock on, hit the button. Wait, why are you going backwards? Why do I have to unlock a shield and then turn it into a sword? How do I get it back? Why'd you put away your weapon? My cat is cool though.
Yeah, the cats are cool.
They got green eyes, white and orange skin. Yeah. The animation is a little choppy, I think, but the textures in the background look really cool. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more time in. Haven't touched Dragon Ball Fighters at all. Disappointed. But guess what decided to creep back along? I got this urge.
Street Fighter 5.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
Fire Emblem Heroes. I kind of gave a little hint last week. I was like, I need my little strategy kick. And I turned it on, got my name in there. They've actually updated quite a bit of stuff in there. They actually have this, remember Final Fantasy Theatrhythm?
I do remember that.
They have like a similar type of like mini game mode in here. And that's kind of interesting. It's the same process, they added lanes and stuff. There's some more unique, stuff that they've added. I didn't know you can merge allies to take over abilities. Like you can take an ability from someone else and add it to your party because you don't actually get abilities. So I played it for about 2.5, 3 days. Got a nice little kick out of it. I'll probably just keep playing it on the fly.
There you go.
I got all the login bonuses for the last like 5-6 months. I got like 100 orbs from the bat. I got like 3 5-star characters. No 5-star focus though. Damn it. I did get Ike though. Ike's in the game and some other characters.
We like Ike.
They added quite a few characters. Celica's in there. Like half the people from Fire Emblem, Shadows of Lentia's in there.
Yeah.
Corrin's in there, both male and female versions of Corrin. So it's pretty cool. It's nice to come back into it. Besides that, that's about it for me. Johnny, your superpower, you have the power of flashlight vision. So if you're in a dark place, dark alley, your phone's dead, you don't have that flashlight app on your phone, you can just turn on flashlight beams from your eyes.
That's a cool power, man.
The problem is if you're doing it for somebody else, every time you blink, the flashlight goes off.
Oh, I mean, that's well for them. But I mean, blinking's pretty quick. Like, I mean,
It's like flipping a light switch on and off.
Yeah,
on
they'll
and off, on
live,
and off.
man. They'll live. But yeah, that's very applicable.
Flashlight eyes.
Yeah, you gave me a pretty cool power, man.
Yeah, it'd be weird if I told you it only works during the day, huh?
That would be useless. Yeah, that'd be useless.
I'm that close. I'm that close to being that kind of jerk.
Yeah, it's kind of jerkish. Whereas I'm giving you guys cool powers. Garrett's over here cursing you.
My power is cool.
Your flashlight eyes are solar powered.
Your power is the exact opposite of cool. Nobody would go, "Oh, that's a cool power, man."
No, my power.
Oh yeah, your power.
Yeah,
is
my
cool.
actual power.
Yeah, the
that
power
you gave me, that you've bestowed upon me.
The power that you cursed poor Joshua with is just mean.
I'm gonna be in the circus. Do I throw up out of my butt too?
Look, man, it's just burping and farting.
Poor
You're reading
guy.
into it too much.
All right, guys.
Look what you gave me.
That's the show for this week. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun. We enjoyed ourselves. Hopefully you did too. Before we get out of here, guys, I want to just go ahead and say thank you for listening. And if you'd like to help out the show, I want to just highlight one quick way that you can do that. Please let friends and family know. If you got friends, family, anyone that you know that might be interested in what we have to talk about, our opinions, or just general gaming news, want to hear something while you're driving and you enjoy it and you think, hey, Ben would enjoy this, or Brad, or Bob, or Bill, or whoever starts with a B, Brenda. They could be any alphabet for their name.
Baby.
Boss baby. Yeah, let them know, guys. That goes a long way to helping spread, the news about the show and helping us get more subscribers. So please do that if you had some time. Other than that, guys, if you want to chat with us, please do so by reaching out to us by email. You can email us contact@scspodcast.net. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. You can find us as a group at Super Co-op Squad, and you can also find us individually. You can find me at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
And you can find me at Joshua_4_life.
All right, guys, and it's been fun. See you next week. I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua. Giggity.